Hey folks, Loman02, currently getting ready to play Cube Draft number 11 or 12. I don't know, I don't remember. So we're going to play one here on Christmas Eve day. You can see there's been some busy folks. We have Can't Stop Farting and Spiraling near the lead here, Spiraling in the lead. Both are common names near the top of the league list. Alright, so let's take a look at this pack. This pack is very interesting. So, there's a few different decks we could do here. We could take Kythian, Enforce Mono White, which I've done many times. Oath of Druids will likely wheel. Shelldock Isle is very powerful. The two other lands are a little weaker because one of them comes into play tap land, the other one is unfetchable. I think I'm kind of interested in trying to take Shelldock Isle and maybe wheel the Oath of Druids, because the green players are going to probably take Garruk Wildspeaker and Plow Under. There's also, a backdoor into, the Splinter Twin deck off of Pestermite and Pure Recruiter, but I feel like Shelldock Isle is just a better first pick, because it is just a way to cheat big, dumb stuff into play, and starting in a 40-card deck and getting down to 20 is not that difficult. Vampire Hexmage is a weird card in the cube, so there's no Dark Depths to my knowledge. Sun Titan is one of the weaker Titans. It is a kind of a cool combo card if you get Strip Mine. Another option is we just take Garruk and try to wheel Plow Under, but I think I like trying to wheel Oath of Druids. I don't know if it'll wheel here, so we're going to see. Alright, so our first pick was the Shelldock Isle. Mother of Runes in this pack. There's a Chandra Torch of Defiance. It's a card that I think is very good. It's the top end of red deck wins. There's Birds of Paradise, which is just fine. It's a good open pick. Birds of Paradise is a good open pick. Freshian Arena is a little bit slow and grindy for this format. Sword, meh. So I think the pick here is you either take Chandra Torch of Defiance, because the card is just one of the best top end cards, the top 4 of red deck wins at 4 mana, or you take Birds, you take Golgari's Signet. I think what I like doing is taking the Birds here. I actually have not played. I played a Jund deck. But Birds of Paradise is pretty top end, pretty top end mana fixer at 1 mana, so I don't think I mind it. Okay, so here, if we want to go into a mid-range shell, there's Trigon Predator, which is kind of interesting. There's a Spell Pierce, which I think is a very good card. Garruk Relentless is a little more grindy. He's kind of a combo creature deck card. There's Time Spiral, which is very, very powerful. And we could take that to try to go into some sort of combo. There's Jiraga Tree Speaker, which is a good ramp card that kind of goes with my first pick Birds. Although, I think if I wheel anything from pack 1, it'll probably be the Plow Under, not the Garruk. I think the right pick here is probably Time Spiral. This allows us to stay open to combo, and we could wheel the Lotus Petal or the Pierce, which are both decent in combo. Or it could just be a good blue-green card. Alright, so there is a Breeding Pool here. Which I think I'm going to take. If I want to go the combo route, there's a Cabal Ritual and a Frantic Search, which allows me to go into Storm or some sort of High Tide combo. But Breeding Pool is an island. Works decently well with Birds if we want to go blue-green, and I think allows us to stay the most open. If I took one of these two combo cards here and hope to wheel the other, it would probably be Frantic Search, hoping to wheel the Cabal Ritual, but then I'm kind of leaning very much so towards taking a High Tide, or having to try to find High Tide and take it over other things. Alright, so blue is actually quite open in this draft, which is interesting. I'm not sure here. I'm not sure. Treachery is actually, I think, weaker in this. Well, it's close. Cryptic Command is just hard to cast, but right now it doesn't it's going to be hard to cast. Treachery in Legacy Cube is far more powerful than Cryptic Command, or I like it better than Cryptic Command. But I think here it's a pretty easy Cryptic Command if we try to go into a blue-based deck. I do think it's going to be blue-green or blue-green-black. I do like Noble Hierarch here. We have the Breeding Pool, we have the Birds of Paradise, and Noble Hierarch is probably... So the trifecta of Mana Dorks, not per se in Cube, but in general, is Deathrite Shaman, Noble Hierarch, and Birds of Paradise. Deathrite Shaman really doesn't make the top end in Cube. Now we can try to wheel as the Assassin's Trophy or the Night's Whisper, which also leans us into more combo, but I think for now, I may just be a blue-green shell. Alright, so this is the first pack where we kind of have an interesting choice. We could take a Copperline Gorge, which is just a fine card. Crucible of Worlds, I'm not really excited by. There's an Avacyn's Pilgrim, which is just a fine ramp dude, but I don't think I want to go all in on ramp. I think what I'm going to do here is just try to stay open. The pick is between Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, and or Copperline Gorge, which is a card that I don't really mind that much. And I think based on what I've seen, Urborg is the more correct pickup here. And we may wheel Brain Maggot or Bitter Blossom. Probably Maggot over Blossom, but I don't know. But I'm going to take it. Going to like a Bug Color Pie deck. Alright, so it's Eternal Witness, which is a very strong card. But the Windswept Heath and the Blooming Marsh are both interesting to me. And I think I'm going to take the Windswept Heath to be able to get my breeding pool. So I like that. Alright, so Oath of Druids and Garruk came around. So green is very, very open. As is green-black, like rock cards. I think Maelstrom Pulse is probably worse than Garruk is. So I'm going to take Garruk here. Garruk is kind of a win condition. And or just, a ramp card. Here, I think it's going to be Sword of Fire and Ice. The White Weenie deck is wide open because Mother of Runes and Parallax Wave and Sword and Rashad and Porter all in this pack. But we're not trying to do that today. Phyrexian Arena is a little ambitious for this deck. I mean, I have the Urborg, sure, but I don't know if I'm going to splash it. I think in this pack, it's again, a pretty easy Garruk Relentless, but I don't know if I'm going to start the guy. I'll take Acidic Slime here, I think. Yeah. Alright, yeah, White Weenie, wide open. I'm going to allow someone to pick that up if they really want to. Unexpectedly Absent should not go LA. Maybe we can try to go into Bant or backdoor into Bant. So we wheeled the Verdus Gearhulk, which is a fine card. So this is kind of looking like maybe like a 2 to 3 color mid-range deck. Black did eventually start getting kind of sucked up there. Alright, we drew, or we didn't draw. We opened an Ancestral Recall. We do note that we could have had the Splinter Twin combo. Let's see what else is in the pack, though. Ancient Grudge is a fine card. I do like Flooded Strand a lot. Tezzeret, I don't really know. Raphaelos is fine, but I think I'm going to leave myself open to either being 2-color or 3-color. We're going to take a pretty easy Ancestral here, though. Alright, Compulsive Research tends to be at its best in a blue-green deck, I think. I don't have a lot of good 3-drops yet, and I don't know if I mind not having 3s as opposed to just having, I don't know if I mind not having 2s as opposed to just having good 3s. We do know white is open, so we could possibly wheel the Stirring Wildwood or the Swords to Plowshares. The Swords to Plowshares is probably less likely. We passed up on Crucible, so the Wasteland lock piece is kind of out. I don't think it's Jace Architect of Thought. I think I'd rather have a Compulsive Research in this deck so I can do it on turn 2 off of one of my 2 Mana Dorks. That could be wrong, though. I don't think I need more card draw after this. I have a Time Spiral, I have a Compulsive Research, and I have an Ancestral Recall. Fastbound would be a very good card for this deck. So we have... what's going on here? Am I getting chatted with by someone? No? Okay. Weird. So we probably could be Bant. I'm not really a huge fan of Carnage Tyrant. I think it'll probably wheel. If we wanted to go into the black direction, we could take Duress, but Duress is not really that impressive in this deck. We're not like a combo deck. I think I'm just going to take another 3-drop of Phyrexian Metamorph. Alright, well, there's 2 things we can do here. We can take Time Twister. We can take Leovold, because we can cast it in this deck, and it's actually quite powerful with Time Spiral. Leovold's actually kind of interesting. Birds of Paradise fixes for it. Urborg fixes for it. We can possibly pick up more mana. I think in this deck it's better than Time Twister, because I'm not like all in on mana. I do like the Primeval Titan quite a bit, but I think I'm going to take Leovold here. Alright, so let's think through this. Kiora is not a Planeswalker that really... Kiora and Tamio are both kind of like inferior Planeswalkers. I don't think I'm a Craterhoof deck. I don't really want to do... I think Craterhoof is just... I don't know. I don't think that strategy is as good in Cube. I could probably force it and get there with it. I'm going to take the Sylvan Caryatid because it fixes my mana if I'm going to be playing 3-color with Cryptic Command in my deck. I do have 2 good mana dorks for fixing though. Outside, one of them doesn't fix for black, but I don't really want to pick up a ton more mana. I don't think. I think I want to be more interactive. All right. So we have High Tide, which obviously works with Time Spiral. Tooth and Nail, I think, is way too slow a combo. Scarab God is castable in this deck, but it's kind of fair. I'd probably speculate here and just take High Tide. Could I go into combo with this deck? This deck has a lot of very fair cards. I don't feel like High Tide is a thing that I could really do with this deck. I mean, I could do it. Maybe it's just Scarab God. Maybe it's Manamorphose, which feels kind of bad, too. Manamorphose does mana fix for kind of free. I'm going to pick up Scarab God. I mean, it can sideboard into it in this deck. Manamorphose just feels like a wasted pick. I mean, I could possibly hardcast Kozilek too, but I don't feel like that's what this deck's doing. I doubt we'll wheel the Time Twister, but if we did, that'd be kind of cool. We have a Leovold combo deck. Maybe we can pick up a Demonic Tutor to find our Leovold and go into that combo. It's not the best of combos, but it's fine. Actually, I like Lotus Cobra to no small extent. I have a fetch land. I mean, Lotus Cobra is just, it can attack, it can equip up a sword. This is going to be a mid-range deck, I think. I don't think it's Gush. Reanimate, if there was something else in this pack, I'd probably take Reanimate over Pelucranos. Pelucranos just kind of says Mono Fair on it. Alright, there's a Vivian Reed. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card, blah, 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 destroy target artifact. This card is actually kind of good because it destroys artifacts and enchantments. So I'm kind of stuck here. Like, I don't know if I want Lumbering Falls or if I really want the Dark Slick Shores. I think I'm going to take Lumbering Falls. I mean, I could take Land of War Elves too, but I think right now we're pretty set on Mana Dorks. And then we kind of have an open pick here. It's definitely not Demon Lord Bells and Lock. I'm not a fan of that card, guys. Rofalos is fine. I mean, you know what? I'm going to take Rofalos. It's fine. I mean, like, I'm not per se going to start him. And then we get here, and I don't know if it's... like, Oracle is a lot of value. And it tends to be pretty good with, like, cards like Time Spiral. I also don't mind Stirring Wild because we could go into, like... into White. Like, White's not close to us. Part of me also wants to pick up the Ultimate Price because it's just good interaction. I feel like I can pick that effect up later, though. Oracle is pretty specific and pretty singular. All right, this pack has not much for us. I'm going to pick up the Master. Oh, this came around. This is the other card that was kind of, like, appealing to me. So did this. I'm not playing Bizarre Baghdad in this deck. All right, Pelucranos, cool. So I could be mono green. That would have made the Land of War Elf a lot better of a pickup. I try to avoid mono green like the plague. I think it's actually worse than 3-color midrange. You don't have interaction. You just, like, drop it on the table, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you just die. Like, that's just it. That's all it does. Like, okay, well, we have a Time Walk, which is a good pickup. I also really like Fast Bond with Time Spiral. I think that's very, very, very strong. But I think it's very tough to pass upon a Time Walk, so I'm going to pick the Time Walk up here. Card Liberated, which is just a big thing to do. There's a Secure Tribelder, which I think I'm going to pass up on. Terastodon, kind of just a big, dumb thing to do. Like, I like Inquisition to no small extent, if we can fix for it. I do think it's good. But I think here... I'm between, like, Phantasmal Image. Grim Monolith is also pretty decent. I mean, I think it's... I don't know if this deck needs this. Alright. Well, I feel a little punished here because a Courser Crewfix, Fast Bond, and Time Spiral was just a huge combo. But I'm going to pick up the Courser because Courser is just a pretty good card in this deck, right? And probably Wheel the Wall of Blossom, which I'd probably play in this deck. This is bug mid-range, or like basically blue-green mid-range. We don't have a ton of counter magic. We have good power. Bribery? Yeah, we're probably doing that. I mean, what would I take over it? What am I hoping to wheel? I mean, Deranged Hermit or Go for the Throat will come back, and I'd probably play like a Go for the Throat in this deck. Bribery feels pretty good. So this is an interesting pack. Like, I think I actually like Manglehorn better than I like Elvish Mystic in this pack. And it could wheel because green is not going very highly. But I don't have... What do I have to destroy artifacts? Like, I have Acidic Slime, which is really slow, and I'd prefer actually... Like, if I had to play it, I'd play it, but I don't think it's great. Mystical Tutor is probably good enough in this deck because I have Time Walk, I have Ancestral Recall, I have Bribery, and I have Cryptic Command, and I have Time Spiral. I mean, what else would I be taking? Coercive Portal is just really slow. Damnation, I'm not really heavily black. I'm not a Eureka deck. Yeah, I think it's Mystical. I'll pick up a Mystical here. Alright. Well, we're in pack 3, right? So, damn. Yeah, we could have had a cool Bant deck, I think, as well. Is it Emrakul the Promised End? So, spells, creatures, artifacts, enchantment creature, artifacts, artifact creature. How rampy are we? I mean, Channel is very, very powerful. I don't know. And now I'm wishing I had remembered what big fatties were available. I think I'm going to pick up the Emrakul here over Channel, which feels weird, but I don't really have a good thing to go with Channel, so yeah. Alright, Survival or Signet? What does Survival do for me here? I'm not reanimating, so it's not per se great that way. It's just selection. Duplicant is fine. Maybe it's just duplicate is like a 2-for-1. It's 6. Gruul Signet's also not bad, but I do have quite a few, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess it's not horrible to take Signet here. I want to have better payoffs, I think. I'm going to take Signet. I don't think I can give up on that. All right, Ramanap Excavator. I do have a Windswept Heath, which is fine, I think. I mean, what else am I going to take from this? Argol's Bloodfast? Probably not. I'll pick up the value guy. Okay, there's Terastodon. I think Thrun or Inquisition are probably the more correct pickup here. My black fix is a little weak right now. I'm doing it off Lotus Cobra, Sylvan Caryatid. I guess it's not horrible. Birds of Paradise. It's not bad. I don't think this is a Terastodon deck, to be honest. I don't feel like it's doing that. I'm gonna take Thrun. All right, Wall of Blossoms is A-okay. Just to do the blocks, Deranged Hermit did come around. Knight of the Reliquary, also a great Bant card. It would work really well with Ramanap Excavator. So I think Bant was kind of the direction I probably should have tried to go, like more of a tempo Bant deck. All right, Elvish Mystic. If I have Elvish Mystic, do I just cut this? I probably just cut this because I have Sword in deck. This deck's not playing white, so I mean, Path to Exile, well, good is coming out. Yeah, Recruiter of the Guard. Yeah, we probably could have had a better Bant deck, I think, than a Bug deck. But I kind of committed to my Leovold. That was probably wrong. I probably should have gone Bant and had more of like a tempo-based deck. I do have some very strong power. So I'm at 29 cards with 5 lands, down to 24. So I have 1 overplayable. Acidic Slime can probably go, because like I already have the Manglehorn, which deals with artifacts, and if I really need to sideboard into more artifact hate, I guess I can do Acidic Slime. Otherwise, I mean, I also want to cut Wall of Blossoms. Wall of Blossoms just cycles itself. The Scarab God's a fine sideboard card against midrange. Thrun's good against counter magic, like Master and Pelucranos, just midrange decks. Emrakul does beat control, so we can sideboard him in against control. I'm not really that soft to Bribery while still running Bribery. I mean, Primeval Titan's bad for me. I don't have Creature Kill. I basically have to just fight through it. Do I have Evaders? I have Sword to help evade, but I don't really have flyers outside of Bribery to get a flyer. I can draw a lot of cards in this deck, though. So I have Ancestral and just like tons of nonsense. This is 5 lands again. Yeah, I think is this a 17 or a 16 lander? Could possibly be a 16 lander. I only have 1 fetch, so I don't think I want Ramanap Excavator. What would I play if I went to 16 lands? Like maybe Signet? Maybe Signet is better than a land with Time Spiral. Maybe not. I have Oracle of Moldiah in there too. No, probably not. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add basic lands. I think I am going to go to 16. Don't want 17 in this, though. It's so close to me. I think I'm going to go 17, and then based on my draw, I can draw through it, but my opening hand consistency will be really solid. So I have, how many swamps? No swamps in here? Do I want a swamp? Can I grab basics with this deck? Not really. So, like, I think the Urborg is probably good enough, but it doesn't play around Wasteland. So Leovold's kind of in a tenuous spot, but he can be fixed for by Urborg, Birds, Lotus Cobra, Sylvan Library. So I have 4 ways to fix for him. I have 4 black sources, essentially. Do I want an additional black source that I can get with Primeval Titan? By the time I'm casting Primeval Titan, like, I think I'm okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sub this. I think this is the deck. It's really kind of, it's a very fair deck, guys. This is not, like, the best deck ever. I do think we could have had a better Bant mid-range deck. And mid-range is kind of interesting, because, like, I think, you know, like, you always feel like you're going to go, like, 1-2 with mid-range, because the deck is just less cohesive. It just has a lot more going on, and, like, it's not as focused. But I've often found that, like, you can generally go 2-1 or 3-0 with it if you play really, really well. I am going to take a snipping tool image of this because, again, not unlike combo, there's just a lot of singular pieces that you can need at different times. There are certain cards I think are like really overly fair. Like Verdus Giralk is really fair. But yep, save and continue is overly fair. But I mean, against certain decks, like against like aggro or red deck wins, it's okay. We got a few things going on. I mean, this should be a good opposition deck, too. Unfortunately, we didn't see opposition. Then we'd be running the Garruk Relentless. Maybe that card's just right to start off with. All right, well, I think I have to play this. I'm going to keep this. I don't know if I should Ancestral on their upkeep or not. So let's do this. I'm down to 6. Up to... No, I do. Down to 5. Up to 8. Play Lotus Cobra next turn. Yeah. Well, I did it lands, which I kind of actually wanted to, because I'm going to play Lotus Cobra next turn. All right, here you go. Now I really want to hit a land and either cast the Manglehorn to blow up an artifact like a Signet here, or do something good. Okay, the Devoted Druid. Huh. I think I am going to do blue mana here. Yep. The strongest possibility is that I draw a mana dork that I want to play this turn. So I'm going to just go ahead and compulsive research. I don't know if I want to discard lands. Yeah, there we go. Oracle of Mooley Dooley is probably the best here. I don't think I need Time Spiral. Well, wait. Is Time Spiral really... Like, I'm going to ditch Mystical because it gets Time Walk. It could just be one mana dork. Cryptic's not looking at its best, but... God, this is tough. Like, Sword on Birds is actually pretty good. But I don't have a land drop for next turn, so it has to be 2 cards, right? I think it's Mystical, even though it does get Time Walk. Well, gosh. And then Sword? They're a green deck, so, like, maybe Time Spiral goes away. Yeah, okay. They'll probably play Oracle of Mooley Dooley if we miss on lands next turn and try to get some landage going. Alright, Survival of the Fittest is spooky. Now, if we get a land, we can bribery them, too. Alright. Well, we're going to see what's going on over there. Yep. They are going to be able to survival in response. Which I assume is bad for them. Unfortunately, this does not do enchantments as well. Alright, so they get rid of the Woodfall Primus. They may be reanimating. We shall see. Alright, Craterhoof Behemoth. So is there anything else that's bad in there for us? Alright, they're just going to start getting rid of their stuff. Yeah, they're just like, I got to get rid of this stuff because I can't give it to you. Which is cool by me. You know. I don't even know if they're per se reanimating it. They may just be like getting rid of it. Alright, Deranged Hermit. Yep. And now you can untap this if you want. Alright, they're ditching their cards. They're trying to get them all out. Now if they have like Living Death, well, they're gonna lose this dude. This dude dies, right? Alright. What else do you have in deck? Is there anything that totally goozles you? I am. I'm playing my least favorite color, green. Well, in cube. I don't mind green in general. It's a matter of course. Okay, Whisperwood Elemental. I think here it's just Acidic Slime. Blow this up, actually, of all things. Get this down so I have Cryptic Command up. Put them behind. I just don't want them to reanimate next turn. If they have it, they have it. But, like, Woodfall Primus is not the end of the game. Alright, if it's just green mana, I think I'm okay. Okay, Kitchen Finks is, like, mono fair. That's fine. I think the best line here is just to go Sword and then attack with Birds of all things. Because I want to blow up the Devoted Druid, just take them off more mana. And it's a free card. I should not F6 because I still have a land drop this turn, and that could mean I get down the Sylvan Caryatid. And right now, the name of the game is just limit their mana. And that's why I took the Acidic Slime there. Yeah, and if they're spending mana to get like cards that make mana for them, like Sakura Tribal, I didn't look at their deck that well. They could be Rofellos, but Rofellos doesn't... You can't get Rofellos because it dies to Sword of Fire and Ice. This is why I dislike mono green or like green, like just green decks in general. Like it's very hard for them to like get back into this game. I think Lotus Cobra. All right, they may have a land drop. Okie doke. I mean, honestly, at this point, I probably just leave up Cryptic Command, right? I mean, all right, I'm going to attack first and see what I draw. Could also just play out the Courser of Crewfix. Maybe I should have played Courser first to see if I'm going to draw into a land. Because I'd rather have played it off the top, I think. Yeah, that was more correct. Yeah, it was more correct to do that. This is wrong. I misplayed here. But I don't get punished. I'm going to Cryptic Bounce them next turn. I didn't see Avenger. They must have had it in hand. So they have a lot of fatties. They're just constrained on mana. They're trying to probably get the fatties out of their hand and deck so they can draw more lands. All right, Manglehorn to blow up my sword. They're going to want to keep that one, and they probably need to deal with it because I'm just getting so far ahead on cards. I mean, we're at card parity, and I'm obviously up a lot on permanents on board. Okay, they got Shriekmaw. Cool. Well, they have like a rock deck, right? So counterbounce. That's game over. Yep. Alrighty. So, they're a creature deck. They're a black-based creature deck with big stuff. So, I think I may be crazy, but maybe Oracle goes and we put in Garruk Relentless just for removal for their little dudes. They have some spooky cards that, like, you know, like Rofalos that could just get me. But I think I'm okay. Emrakul is interesting. If my black fix was better, I'd play Scarab God because I think it could overwhelm them. You know, like we just trade creatures and then like I just get their stuff back and like just kill them with it. That seems really strong. I'm going to sub this. I'm just going to change into Garruk Relentless, I think, over Oracle Multi. Oracle Multi may just be too much value. All right, this hand is kind of weird. I'm going to keep this, but it's very risky. I have a lot of card draw in the deck, so I'm going to bank on drawing some card draw or a big dude, but that's hopeful. All right, Sensei's Divining Top in the green deck seems fine to me. That's kind of what we wanted to see. So we're going to be able to cast it on turn 3, right? Especially if they're using top and not like playing stuff and things. The unfortunate thing is I can't just get Crater Hoof and win because my stuff's going to be tapped. All right, Mana Dork, cool. Oh, we both have the same card out. Oh, cool. Well, maybe I'm going to be able to. All right, survival. Well, that's very interesting. But I think I'm going to save that. Probably use it next turn if I am able to. All right, they're gonna get rid of their hoof, and they're gonna get their next best thing, which is probably a Avenger. I don't know. Woodfall of Primus. Okay. All right, they're gonna get rid of Woodfall Primus. So to blow up their black lands again, their black mana. I mean, because survival has kind of already done its job here, Acidic Slime, so they don't want to get their land blown up. How good is Rofalos here? He's fine. Deranged Hermit is kind of slow. It could just be Whisperwood Elemental because it's just a beatdown. And it gets me after more cards. If I don't get reanimated on next turn, I think I'm okay. Like, Living Death is like the biggest worry. Could go Shriekmaw and just blow up their Noble Hierarch. You have Abrupt Decay. So they're a recurring Nightmare deck. That's their threat. They don't have a lot of other reanimations. They're just trying to cast big stuff, I think. I mean, unless they have 3 cards in hand that all reanimate stuff. That's a possibility. I'm kind of torn between Shriekmaw, because I don't think they have a sweeper. I think it's Shriekmaw on Noble Hierarch. Although I don't know. I mean, like, it could also be Rofalos, because it's just a ton of mana. Avenger's also just a beatdown. Alright, Shriekmaw. I'm going to take Shriekmaw. I'm going to take them off mana, because if they do draw a Recurring Nightmare, I want them to have to play a creature. So just to out-tempo them, and then what I can do, it's not likely they can Recurring Nightmare plus play a creature next turn. And we know they have to draw it, and they're going to use top to try to find it, and then I can Time Spiral next turn to put all of their junk back in deck, and then I'm ahead on board. So like they're going to try to like set this like Recurring Nightmare up, I think. And it's possible I can just get away with a Time Spiral next turn and reload my hand and take away their action in Yard. Alright, Abrupt Decay. Okay, Survival. Floating a black. Getting rid of Acidic Slime. Cool. They have like just Reanimate. Woodfall Primus could blow up my island. Alright, Finks. Alright, top. So they wanted to shuffle and then look with top. This is perfect for a Time Spiral setup because it's going to stop all the work they've done with Survival of the Fittest. Although they are down to 3 cards, but I'm down to 2, and I'm going to be at like 1 next turn, 1x that I don't know of yet. They did that all in their draw phase. Alright, interesting. Okie doke. I'm going to do this so I can leave up Cryptic Command. Well, I actually drew pretty poorly there. Alright, Survival. Oh, they're going to top. Alright. I have a fetch to kind of filter my top deck, which actually gives me a lot of mana too. I can force them to draw Sensei's top next turn with Manglehorn, which also brings top back in tapped. Which is not great, but it's doable. I'm certainly not going to play Urborg here. That was a pretty weak Time Spiral, but I am playing 17 lands in this deck. I can't kill them next turn, so we didn't see Living Death. Living Death would be like the spookiest. That'd be kind of rough. If they just like Living Death here, I'd be like, alright, well, the game is probably over. They wouldn't know that. It may not be the strongest line of play. Alright, they're going to Avenger, which is spooky. I at least have Shriekmaw to kind of get some evasion damage through. Shriekmaw is kind of nice that way, and it does not die to, Alright, what do you got? Just don't play a Rofellos. I really don't want to see Rofellos. I'd laugh if they like try to discard me here. Alright, they're going to look. They're digging hard. But we do get to get rid of the top next turn, or at least put it on the top of their deck. Alright, what have you got? Rofellos. No, Wall Roots is better than Rofellos, though. Mana Dork? Okay, Rofellos is spooky. Like, Rofellos I am not a fan of here. Alright, at a minimum, Virtuous Gearhulk is kind of nice. I think I am going to play out... Is Windswept Heath better than just an island? Yes, it is, because it gives me a shuffle effect. Alright, gain some life. I am going to put the top back on top of their deck. Can they kill me with Hoof next turn? It's possible. I don't know if they have. Yeah, they're going to have the mana for Hoof. Hoof could kill me, but I don't think I have a choice. I think I have to keep on attacking in. Enforcing blocks out of them. Alright, they're going to top here. Alright, get rid of that. Cool. Okay. Yep, you got it. I don't think they can afford to trade their Rofalos here. Yeah, they're just going to block that and then take down to 6. So I'm banking on living through the turn because then I can put all the counters on Shriekmaw and kill them, I think. That's my play here. Alright, top, but it's coming to play tapped. So they can look, but they cannot draw. Yep, I don't care. You can't draw with it because Manglehorn makes it so top cannot draw the turn it comes into play, which is kind of like why I did it. Just to stop them from finding the Recurring Nightmare, which really has me worried. And unless they can find a way to draw in green-black outside of like an artifact on this very turn, I don't think they're going to be able to find it if they don't have it in hand, which is like the card that, if they have Recurring Nightmare, I lose the game probably. Like, I think they can get me. So they can survival away the Crater Hoof, which is the target that they want a Recurring Nightmare into. They want a Recurring Nightmare twice in one turn, which is going to require an additional black mana. So they need a black mana source to get back the Avenger of Zendikar, replay the Recurring Nightmare, get the Crater Hoof Behemoth to make the Rofalos big enough to attack. Actually, they can't win this turn, I don't think. And Abrupt Decay, the removal we saw in their deck, cannot hit Shriekmaw, which means Virtuous Gearhulk can make Shriekmaw into a massive threat. Can make it into a 7-power attacker, plus 1 off of the Exalted trigger from Noble Hierarch. So I think I'm good. Alright, what have you got? Like, if it's just a big dumb thing that can't block Shriekmaw, I'm fine. If it's an artifact, I'm in trouble. Alright, that still doesn't get around the Shriekmaw, actually. Okay. Get rid of a Manador. Can they have like a Thragtusk? I don't think I saw a Tusk in their deck, unless they had it in hand before, but we did shuffle their library back up, so it's possible that they have it. Okay, no, Acidic Slime can blow up what? A land? That's about it, but it can't block. So I don't really care if they blow up a land. I should undo yields. They can blow up my Windswept Heath, and I'm not going to fetch. Because the Virtuous Gearhulk is actually essential to winning here. I'm shocked to say that it's going to win me a game. Oh, okay, that's fine. That I don't care about. Alright, you done? Okie doke. Alright, Shriekmaw. Up to 7, plus 1 to 8, lethal. And good game, my friend. Cannot be blocked due to fear. So I think we got this one. There we go. Alright, so midrange gets mono green ramp. Kind of an interesting game. The Time Spiral was underwhelming, but we are running a lot of lands. We did have an option to pick up Fast Bond over Time Walk, and it could have possibly been right. If I had like a Time Twister and a Time Spiral, I think I would probably take Fast Bond over Time Walk for this deck, because Fastbond does have a strong application in a deck like this. I think the blue-green is probably the best shell for it. And it is definitely a combo with Courser of Krufix. Alright, so let's see how we can do here. Got our first a win. Can we get 2 more? I don't know. I would like to play first, I think, with this deck. This hand's acceptable. We may actually Mystical Tutor for a Mystical Tutor for Ancestral. That's probably what we'll do. I mean, not on our upkeep next turn, but probably on their next end step I will, if I don't draw an island itself. Alrighty. I'm going to say go here. I'm not going to play anything because Birds is actually just getting Ancestral. It's still kind of just a 2 for 2, or 2 for 1. Alright, Fauna Shaman. Well, that tends to mean that, alright, Ancestral. All right, so next turn I can find their best threat. Maybe they'll use their Fauna Shaman here. And I'm not too far off. All right, they're rock again, so 2 rock decks. I mean, Fauna Shaman is a rock card. Hopefully they don't Abrupt Decay my birds, but if they do, they do, and then I'll just play out Garruk, I suppose. All right, Scavenging Ooze. I mean, they can eat Ancestral here, I suppose. All right, get Briberied. And hopefully they have 2 really good things as opposed to just 1 really good thing, because they're going to have to Fauna Shaman here to get rid of their best thing. And the next turn, if we hit land, we can go into Primeval Titan, which is probably going to be pretty decent. I mean, we'll get to see their deck here, too, which is nice. Bribery so far has been good, but I played against 2 green-based decks, which... All right, Virtuous Gearhulk, so they got rid of. What do they find? We're going to get to know what their best card is right now. And then we're going to see probably their next best card, unless they have it in hand. I assume it wasn't Virtuous Gearhulk, although they appear to be mid-range as well. They could be, like, 3-color. Maybe, like, Jund. I played Jund to this cube, and it went 3-0 with it, which is shocking, kind of, to me, but... Wouldn't mind an island draw. If I had to draw a land, island is best, because I can leave up Cryptic, which I feel like is going to be pretty good against like a pretty fair deck, is what it appears to be. But we'll see. They could also have like the Recurring Nightmare combo, which I tend to think is kind of slow for cube or for Vintage Cube. All right, Adventure of Zendikar is put in hand. Well, that's a card you really don't want to have in hand. All right, Woodfall Primus. What is their deck all about? So they have Garruk, they have Greensun Zenith, Nissa, Tooth and Nail, Assassin's Trophy. I don't see any reanimation effects, so they must be in hand. There's an argument to getting what? I mean, it's probably just Woodfall Primus, right? Woodfall Primus is just a beast. Tasker's kind of cool. Tireless Tracker's great value. So is Courser of Crewfix, but I'm just going to get Woodfall Primus. I'm going to slam it, blow up their Black Source, and say go. Just put him back a turn, you know? And if I hit a land, I have Prime Time, and I'm just like really far ahead. And they can make their Ooze, a 3-3 now, but they don't have a good attack there. All right, well, that's close to the right answer to what we want to do here. Another thing we can do is just slam their face, right? Can I do anything cool with Garruk here? Not really. I think I'm just going to slam here. I think I'm just going to keep the pressure down. And actually, an interesting thing with Virtuous Gearhulk comboing with Woodfall Primus is that, well, if they kill the Woodfall Primus, then they can actually exile it with... All right, yep, you got it, man. I don't have Ancestral anymore. I'm not trying to go for that plan. I'm trying to beat you down. What are they exiling here? Oh, their own Virtuous Gearhulk. Cool. All right, we're just slamming your face. Going to be a tall order. I mean, I've got 14 power on the board. You know, if I hit an island, I probably just I just win the game because I can Cryptic Command their team and tap them out. And we've got them off 1 color, although their 1 color just appeared to be kind of a light splash for some removal. Like they had Assassin's Trophy. I didn't see anything else, though. Time Walk would also probably do it here. So Time Walk, Islands are the best draws in the deck. All right, what have you got? All right, Thrun. That's kind of a whatever card. Kind of a fair card. Well, Island, pretty good. Tap their team, attack for 14, win the game. Seems good. Alrighty, to the sideboard. Alright, so we're playing against basically the same deck again, which is kind of bizarre. Maybe I want Garruk again over Oracle, because I'm less concerned about value and more concerned about just like stopping their early mana dorks. That could be. Acidic Slime's also kind of interesting, but I think I'd rather just have Virtuous Gearhulk because it's kind of just a decent-sized guy. Whereas Acidic Slime doesn't really like trade all that. I mean, it's a good 2-for-1. It's a great card, but like in this day and age, it really needs to cost 4 to be playable. I could try Rofalos, but like it really doesn't feel like a Rofalos deck to me. I mean, yeah, no. We're just gonna sub. Grim Monolith's a little out of place in this deck too. I'd rather have Mana Dorks. I mean, and I could run like my own Crater Hoof, but this hand looks great, guys. It looks pretty great. I mean, we've got a Shell Dock. I'm gonna keep this. I think it's an easy keep. The one issue doesn't have a lot of interaction or card draw, but it's got some decent-ish acceleration. Here I do think we lead on Birdie Birds and say go. Kind of a cool little combo here. Yep. And go. Okay, Courser of Krufix. Get in there, use. Now, if they're boxed into playing Mana Dorks, I think I'm okay. All right, Lotus Cobra into land into 3-drop. Okay. They could have Assassin's Trophy to kill my Lotus Cobra. So I'm kind of out of gas right now, so I do need to hit something here. Because once they have black mana, the options open up a lot for them. My guess would be they're probably going to play like a 3-drop. Or removal. Like, they'll remove the Lotus Cobra and then, like, maybe double block the Verduous Gearhulk. Okay, Nissa can put +1/+1 counters on these dudes, but I have Trample on my Verduous Gearhulk, right? So they have to block it. Or they can just put counters on their stuff. Okay, cool. Well, best draw in deck. Why not? Time Walk, best draw right now. Alright, they just let their Nissa go. Alright, cool. Assassin's Trophy coming up. Okay. Devoted Druid. Okay, Llanowar Elves. Cool. Get in there, use. They could just Assassin's Trophy. Could Assassin's Trophy one of my threats. They have a land off top, so they're back up to 12. And can they kill this turn? I mean, do they have Craterhoof? I can't remember if this deck had Craterhoof or not. I should just F6, because I don't have anything in hand. I'm on an empty hand, unfortunately. Just lands. So we could lose here. I mean, we know they have removal in hand, but they could also just have like a Craterhoof and probably win. Is this a win with Craterhoof? Probably close. Well, I guess this doesn't attack. The Devoted Druid, does it attack? Yeah, it can attack. It's just 0-2, so it's not likely to attack, but... Alright, there's Woodfall Primus. What does this blow up? Probably blows up the Shelldock Isle. But there's nothing really that cool. I mean, like, Compulsive Research is good, but it's not, like, great, right? I should turn off audio in case I try to blow up the Lumbering Falls. Cryptic Command is probably still just a game win, right? Okay, I can't stop that, so, yep. It's gone. My Compulsive Research has left the building. Okay, so what does Mystical Tutor get me? I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to pass it. So Mystical Tutor can get me Cryptic Command or Time Walk. So they're going to go up to 11. It really depends on if they can kill me this turn. I can't draw a card, unfortunately, on the board. Mystical is pretty strong. They have Rexage coming up, which can blow up the Virtuous Gearhulk, and they do have one removal card in hand. So what should I get with Mystical? It probably is Cryptic Command, I would think. Alright, if they have Crater Hoof, I just die. Like, that's just a given. Like, that's unfortunate, but that is a death, I think. Alright, Tooth and Nail. Well, so, did they have Hoof and Avenger? Avenger I can beat. Hoof I cannot. So if it's Avenger and, like, some other nonsense big thing, I can win. Because I have Lethal on board with Cryptic Command to tap their team. But if it's... I can't remember if they have Hoof. I think they did. If it's Hoof, I just lose, right? Alright, do I? I probably do. What are they? Carnage Tyrant Avenger. That's fine. Like, I can actually beat this. This is really good for me. Like, they would have been better off leaving up the Assassin's Trophy. It's actually far worse for us. Okay. Yep, you have a ton of dudes. So, I'm going to say go and see if they attack me. I don't really care if they do. They probably do. No, they don't. Alright, so we're going to go for Cryptic again here. Alright. That is lethal. Alright, cool. Cryptic Command winning some games. I couldn't remember there, so it was my bad if they had the Hoof or not. If they had Hoof, I just lost. I mean, like, and that was, I think, a given. I think that was enough. I didn't do the math, but that's a lot of tokens off Avenger. I knew they had Avenger, and Avenger Hoof is, well, it's quite a combo. Man, this hand is really close. If Urborg was anything, it'd be great, but this is a mull, unfortunately. But we're on the draw. This hand's a lot better. I'm going to keep this. Wall of Blossoms, I think, is fine. So I go 1, 2 into Sylvan. I can do better than Wall of Blossoms. So I'm going to say go. I'm going to bottom that and say go. So I have Grim Monolith as well. Alright. Go. Alright, so islands are going to be a little tougher for us. Especially blue-red. Blue-red's probably, just a better deck than we've got. Alright, but we do have this Gentleman. Go. Okay, Smuggler's Copter. Well, that was rough. I don't have a dude in play, do I? Alright, go. If I'm lucky, they'll just try to attack with Smuggler's Copter, and I'll time spiral my hand. It's not going to be great, but my hand's kind of bad. I could have even, like, Phyrexian Metamorph my own Grim Monolith to get more mana, but, like, maybe I should have, like, done... Alright, they're going to copy this dude, okay. But this thing can't actually activate the Smuggler's Copter. Now, they're mana shy right now. I think we just spiral here. I mean, I could just copy the Grim Monolith to have another Monolith in play. That can't be right. I'm just going to spiral. Do this. Blow up this. This just feels pretty good. I mean, they have 7 cards in hand, sure. I will after this whole interchange as well, though. Go green. And then go Ancestral and say go. Alright, your go. Feels pretty good. Yeah, what are they saying? Nice one. Yeah, it was. It was a pretty good sequence. Yeah, it was. Well, it didn't win the game, but it was good. I mean, especially with them stuck on lands. I dealt with one of their permanents, left them at 2 lands. I mean, they got to draw cards here. All right, Phoenix, whatevs. I could also just bribery them. I'm half tempted to do that. Let's bribe them. I just want to see what's going on. They could also have like something that... Okay, they're just done. Alright, they had something good enough that they did not want me to see it. Okay, well, that one went pretty well. Against blue-red. I definitely don't want Garuk, because they're going to have probably less critters. Thrun is interesting. Is Thrun better than Oracle Moldiah? Probably, because he's harder to remove, and they probably have some counter magic. I mean, Oracle's great value, but she's just kind of, she dies very easily to red-base removal, right? The same thing with like Rofellos. I think we just put in Thrun as our 4-drop. Like, our 4-drop spot is like where we flex. Maybe we want Emrakul too. Emrakul is pretty good. But they could be running Bribery too. And I mean, like, Primeval Titan's already pretty bad if they get it. I'm just going to sub this. Alright. Well, hopefully they have kind of a slower start again, and we can get after them here. Alright, this hand's great. I mean, it's got a Leovold. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. It's got a Mana Dork. You know, not a fast one, but a Mana Dork. Oh, it's got a better Mana Dork. If they have a Lightning Bolt, that's the worst for me. But if they have to use a 3-mana or 2-mana burn spell to kill it, I think I'm fine with that. I'm going to try to jam Leovold here. I think it's just worth it. If they have a counter, cool. But if they don't, it's really bad because they're going to have to give me a card to deal with it. And then by next turn, I have Cryptic Command up, which is just, like, stellar, right? Okay. So we go land. Time Walk. Sylvan Caryatid. And go back to myself. I can't attack into that. That's fine, though. Like, True Name's not a fast enough clock, I don't think. Play land. Bribery them. Leaving up the Sylvan Caryatid. Let's look at their deck. Okie doke. Well, Inferno Titano seems pretty good. What else do they have in their deck? They have Fiery Confluence, Splinter Twin, so they do have a twin combo. You go Riftwing, Cloudskate. Glen Elandra is very powerful too, but Inferno Titan just ends the game, right? Alright, go. Okay, Ancestral Vision's fine. I'm going to try to out-tempo them here. If they have a counter spell for this, it's fine too. I'm tapping down their True Name Nemesis to hit in for a lot of damage. Alright, Deceiver Exarch. That could be really bad. If they have Splinter Twin, we lose the game, but they didn't have it last time we looked. Okay. No, I don't need to put that into play on tap. But I can get a little bit extra damage in here. So I could attack with Leovold next turn as well. They have Twin. Did they draw into Twin? That would be savage. I just lose the game. That's that. I think it was definitely worth trying to Cryptic Command them there. But if they have Twin and they drew exactly into Twin, then I'm in trouble. Time Walk would be probably our best draw. I already drew Time Walk. Never mind. Ancestral Recall. I have a lot of good cards in my deck. So we can attack with Leovold and Inferno Titan. Do one to the Deceiver Exarch and one to their face. Alright, this thing, that's fine. Shelldock. Sword of Fire and Ice seems good. I'm going to attack with Leovold and Inferno Titan. So here's the thing, right? I attack with Inferno Titan. If I attack with Leovold as well, so they do not want to block with the Deceiver XR because it's probably one of their few outs here. They're going to block that and that. Cool. Okay, land. What else have you got? I really need to... Like, Ancestral will be my best draw. So down to 24, draw 3, down to 21, into Compulsive Research, into Sword of Fire and Ice on Inferno Titan. Best draw. Actually, I should have played my Grim Monolith because my most powerful sequence do involve that sequence of draws. Like Compulsive into Ancestral, into below 20, into Sword of Fire and Ice, into Equip. Alright, Fiery Confluence, 2/2/2. Alright, got it. I mean, I don't think they're going to race me here. I mean, they could try to race me. If they turn that tree name sideways, they're crazy, though. Two turns, okay. Okay, Search for Escanta. That's probably okay for me right now. Lutero Core, okay. This thing. Birds, probably. All right, so basically you draw it this turn. They have a lot of draw steps this turn, so they find the Splinter Twin, I lose. And they have essentially 5 looks, which is pretty good. I mean, we could just lose here. So first look was not it. Now they have, yep, there are 4 additional looks. Did you find it? Don't slow roll me. If you didn't, you're dead, I think, unless you can kill the birds. And then I'm still, well, Virtuous Gearhulk's still a problem because it tramples, right? Now, if they'd found it, they would have slammed it already. So you have to deal with Birds, Virtuous Gearhulk, and Inferno Titan, or just kill me this turn with Splinter Twin, which is good enough as well. If they found it, they would have slammed it, unless they're really trying to troll me and slow roll it. I think my last round opponent had a name with troll in the name of it. That'd be pretty funny if they got me like that. I'd be like, all right, you got me. I can't disrespect a good troll, though, so that'd be cool if they had it. And they're just like, oh, sorry. Oops. I also have Ounce to Compulsive or Ancestral to put Sword on something. All right, they Treachery that and untap their mana. But that is still tapped. So I hit for 4 in the air. Can they stop that as well? Direfleet Daredevil hitting what? Bribery or Time Walk. Time Walk's pretty annoying. Can they kill me? Okay. Pretty strong. Pretty strong. So 3 in the air. Have to block the Inferno Titan. Take 3/3/9. Alright, that's pretty good. Am I dead here? So take 6 off this, so down to 11. Alright, go ahead, my friend. Go on ahead, my friend. They do have Smugcopter to block me. Can they attack with everything all out? Sword is still good enough if I can draw into some stuff and some things. I mean, as well, their Splinter Twin is still good enough too. So Ancestral will be much appreciated. True Name actually has made this game a longer game, but True Name tends to be really good. Okay, Consecrated as Sphinx. Is that relevant here, though? Well, do you want to attack? So I'm drawing to some outers here. Like this, they had a very strong sequence of plays. All right, so this thing's getting in there. I can't take all. That's 12 damage coming at me. Well, it's actually more than that. It's like 13, right? So they can bolt away, the Noble Hierarch? And that just gets rid of, yeah. So this has to be blocked. Yep. All right. Unfortunately, that is not going to be good enough, and I lose the game, I believe. So let's redo the math. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, that's unfortunate. Let's concede. Concede and draw. All right, we're not getting to it anytime soon. I think if we'd hit, like, well, I mean, if we'd hit anything, if we'd gotten a way to get down on cards, we probably could have really gotten there pretty strongly. But just weren't able to do it. Emrakul is interesting. Garruk, probably not that great. I liked my sword a lot against their deck. Acidic Slime, meh. I think Thrun is probably best. Like, Thrun, sword. I think the deck's pretty well set up to get them. True Name kind of goozled us there. I just bought them a lot of time to just stay alive. And we missed for a few turns, but we had a very powerful opener, so I can't complain. Hand seems great. Keep. Got a sword on the play. Thrun. All seems pretty Millhouse to me, so birds go. Hopefully no turn 1 bolt. Fetch land would be my best draw. They have a bolt. Alright, they have Zergo. Cool. I'm going to Ancestral myself here. Okay, I'm not going to make mana here. Nope. Could have, but no need. Get in there, you. Okay, Copter. This is 4 or 5 mana. Yeah. True Name Nemesis. Nope, Dire Fleet. Alright, well, they're going to get to draw some cards here. And they can attack with Smuggler's Copter. So they're back up to 7. I mean, we both drew Ancestral at this point, though. They're not going to attack. Okay. Well, if you want to activate the Smuggler's Copter, I will eat it. Alright, what have you got, my friend? Flame Tongue Kavu or something? Okay, bird. All right, so if I trample here, does it matter? So this is a +3/+3. So this is a 4/4, 8/8, 12 damage, +2 up to 14. Doesn't really make a relevant difference, so I'm just going to attack here, I think. All right, take a bazillion. Just going to blow up their dude, I think. You know what? No, I don't want to switch the sword over because Thrun is actually harder to interact with. So if they have like Zealous Conscripts, they could use the Garrick here. That would be the worst thing for me. I'll represent counter magic of some sort. Of some variety. But next turn they have to like... I don't think they can block here. Like, I have trample on all my stuff, right? And I have Cryptic Command available? Yeah. So I think they're just dead. Alright, yep. Well, they'll hit the Garrick down to 1. That's fine. They need to do that. But what I can do here is this. I can play this. Go bang, bing. Untap both of these lands. And then, I don't need black mana. We will tap all and draw a card and then kill them. Right? Because this is very lethal. It's 9 +2 +1. It's 1 over lethal. Good games, man. Oop, I don't want to do that. Nope, let's actually do it. They're going to make us do it. And that is fine. I don't mind. I mean, I guess we don't need to attack with this. This is lethal. It's 9 +2, right? Yeah. Alright, guys. So that was basically blue-green, but bug mid-range. Had a lot of power cards. I had Time Walk, it had Ancestral, which made the deck much better. But actually, Cryptic Command actually won us a lot more of our games than either of those. Well, I guess Ancestral and Cryptic Command actually won us more games than Time Walk did. Time Walk was still pretty good. Actually, Time Walk possibly won our opponent, our last round opponent, one of their games off of the Dire Fleet Daredevil, which that was a great card against us because we had some powerful sorceries and instants. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Christmas Eve cube draft. This is number, like I said, I think 11 or 12. And our 5th win in the cube, which is pretty cool. We got to do it with a different deck than we've drafted so far. This is my 2nd mid-range deck. Mid-range decks I don't tend to draft because I think they are a little bit weaker in cube than like either the aggro or the busted decks, because the aggro decks prey on the busted decks. And the reason I kind of like the aggro decks a lot in this format right now is because the busted decks are what everyone wants to do. So if you kind of meta game it, if you will, like you can just expect people to want to do like unfair stuff, and then like just get them with aggro decks like 1, 2, 3 dead, you know. And sometimes they just have the nut draw and like they get you, but like I mean, oftentimes they have to do like manipulation, like cast their compulsive researches, their demonic tutors, and like that's just a time walk turn for an aggro deck because they're like, okay, cool, you may have what you need next turn, but you're dead this turn. You know, but mid-range, you know, kind of a cool mix of both. We got to play 2 green decks in the beginning, which was good for us because I mean, blue-green tends to beat green-X, like green, not blue, because you have, you know, especially when you have Ancestral and Time Walk and Cryptic Command, because, you know, you saw like what Cryptic Command did in the green mirror. It was just like, all right, well, we can get to a board stall with creatures, but eventually, even if your creatures are better, I'll just tap yours down, and I'll attack you for the last hit, and then we'll win. Now, last game against Blue-Red, I don't know how favored we were in that. I really would have had to look further at their deck. I know I did get to bribe them once, I think, but I'd have to look again. I didn't look at their counter magic count. It didn't seem like it was exceedingly high. It seemed like they were just pretty much in on the twin plan, which is good. I don't think it's as good as it is in the Legacy Cube, but it's still fine in Vintage Cube. I don't know about this iteration. I have yet to draft Blue-Red, like straight Blue-Red. I think in the last iteration of the Vintage Cube, it was actually pretty good because like there were a lot of good Blue-Red cards. Like just the mix of them were very strong, and oftentimes I found that I could get like a very good deck together just off of Blue-Red, like a good 70th percentile deck, just made out of like, you know, just forcing Blue-Red. I feel like I do pretty well every time. I don't know if that's the case with this one. I have yet to kind of try to force Blue-Red. Oftentimes I find that like I end up more heavy red, which is fine, but you end up tending to be like a blue or a red deck that splashes blue just for draw, so you can like you're basically more aggressive, but you just have like draw, like your compulsives, which is not really a great card in that. Your ancestral stuff like that. But compulsive research, I think, that's a card that I really like in Legacy Cube. I think it tends to shine less in Vintage Cube, but I think where it shines the most is in the style of deck I was playing here, which is like a deck that is going to expend its hand fast. It has a lot of mana ramp. And it's kind of like a green deck that wants Harmonize, right? Like it just wants that effect because the mana is kind of irrelevant. It's really more about, what pressure can you put on your opponent. Anyways, guys, very, very cool draft, very cool mid-range deck, and I hope you enjoyed this bug mid-range deck. All right, guys, take care now and enjoy.